Hi, this is James Hadlock, your host of Into the Blu TV, a brand new channel here on IGTV on Instagram, where we'll be posting vertical videos every single day for at least the next year. This is a passion project that came about after a number of years of being really interested in one topic, and that is meaningful connection. So I'd like to talk a little bit about this channel, what our mission is, and why it came about in the first place. You see, about 20 years ago, I became addicted to drugs and alcohol and went from owning a multi-million-dollar company to walking the streets, bouncing from house to house, stealing from people, having different DUI charges. And one of the things I noticed through that process is just how disconnected I felt, and how alone I was, and how misunderstood I was. And underneath all of that, I felt like I was a good person, but it was really hard for me to show my authentic self, if you want to call it that, my real self. I put up all these walls, and even though on the outside I was showing people that everything was great and I was awesome and no worries here, underneath it all I was this scared little boy. And 10 years ago I had a transformational experience that allowed for me to step out of addiction. And since that time, I've been fascinated with this idea of meaningful connection. How can I connect with people? How can I connect with purpose, with life, with the world around me, with myself, with something bigger than me? And that's what has kind of spurred on this passion project, if you will, this Into the Blu channel. And so here's what that's going to look like. I had this idea, and I was talking with my wife about it, and it felt like now was the time with this brand new platform on IGTV to start something new. This idea came from probably an evolution over the last 10 years. I've facilitated a lot of retreats. I do public speaking. I work with addiction recovery centers, with families, with people who are struggling with addiction. And across all those different platforms and opportunities and jobs that I fulfill in my life, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, one thing is just really clear to me, that meaningful connection is just so important in my life and is such a big part of my own well-being. And so this channel is going to explore that in a very specific way, where I do probably 5-minute interviews. Some might vary in length, but for the most part, these are going to be micro interviews where I ask people thoughtful questions that'll allow them to reflect and think about themselves and life. And I think what you're going to find is that a lot of these questions people haven't even thought of before. And the idea behind that is to let people reveal their true self and to open up and have a deeper experience with me as the one asking those questions, but also with themselves and with maybe their aspirations, and maybe reflect on their struggles a little bit differently. So we're gonna be experimenting along the way, but here's my commitment. Every single day for at least the next year, we'll be posting a new video right here on IGTV under our channel name, Into the Blu TV. We hope that you'll follow us. We hope that you'll maybe take this stuff to heart. You see, here's what I'm noticing in the world today, with all the suicides and all the political unrest and people taking sides, and with addiction. We're separating from each other, and we're creating walls, and we're creating barriers. And in our own special way, we want to provide an opportunity for people to reconnect. I don't think that social media is bad. I just think that we could use it a little bit differently to create more meaningful connection with each other. And the more that we do that, I think we've all heard the term that we are all one. And that's all nice on paper and in a social media post. But how do we start really doing that? How do we come together in a way where we do support each other? We've seen a lot of these suicides with celebrities, but what about all the other people around us? What about the person we see at the grocery store? What about our neighbor? What about our daughter? What about ourselves? Like, I think the more that we can express ourselves in a real, true way, it starts to create bonds, and that connection will shine through. And so, again, this whole experiment or project or whatever you want to call it has really just kind of been birthed out of this deep desire to want to connect with people. When I was struggling with addiction, and even prior to that, I found myself as a chameleon, and everything had to look just a certain way, and I had to act a certain way, thinking that was the only way that people would like me. And I've seen a different way now, and the way that life looks to me now is I can be myself, and I can show you my wounds and my scars and my vulnerabilities and still be accepted. So my hope is that you'll tune in on a daily basis as we post these and continue along this odyssey and journey with us. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, and please, please, please stay connected.